During my days as VP of Marketing and Operations at Papa John's, I picked up this really simple project. Our tomato sauces in our restaurants were white cans with the text tomato sauce written on it. We felt it would be really cool to put the amazing story of how Papa John's tomato sauce goes from wine-ripened tomatoes to sauce in 6 hours without any preservatives. It'll be a beautiful story with John's signature on it. Little did I know when I took this project that the first part is very easy, creating all the content. But then there was a step which was very complicated. There are lawyers who focus on PDP, Principal Display Panel. And then there are different regulations for different states, different countries altogether, which means getting that whole thing, getting that approval was a total nightmare. In one of our senior executive meetings, our founder, John, asked me, so where are we on this project? I'm like, yeah, should be done soon. John paused and went to the board and wrote down 3 things. I still vividly remember exactly the details of him writing it down. Number 1, did you set clear expectations? Number 2, did you meet those expectations? And number 3, when you failed to meet those expectations, did you reset expectations? And then with a big bold red marker, he put 3 X's next to each one. Then he looked at me and said, do you understand or realize that these 3 failures are not your biggest failure in this project? He said, do you understand your biggest failure was that you took this project and said yes to without understanding what you're saying yes to. So you did not have any clue what you're doing when you set expectations. So now I'm batting with 4 strikes. And a lot of things were playing in my mind. I could very easily see this would be that historic, memorable moment. Arjun gets fired, and for rest of the senior team members, that would be an amazing story for them to tell, because they would not be getting fired. I would be the guy who's getting fired. But then John surprised me that day. He said, Arjun, do you understand, even with all your all your failures, why are you still in the team? I said, no, sir. He said, even though you have failed me, you have stood the ground and passed the test on the most important area of accountability, which is you stood here and took total responsibility. That is the highest quality of a leader. He went on to say, there are others here who have failed the company and you. I know who they are. You do too. Instead of you pointing fingers at everyone, you made it very easy for me. You taking total responsibility allows me to assess the situation, and now we move forward. And that became a big, important lesson for me. That day, when I left the meeting, I heaved a huge sigh of relief. It was a close call. It was as close as it can get to a CLM, career limiting move. But once I survived, I right away wanted to make the best of this learning from our founder. I wrote these things down. The 5 rules of accountability are: number 1, know what you're saying yes to, and then set expectations. Very, very important. And this is the place where so many of us go wrong. Second, set clear expectations. Third, meet those expectations or even better, surpass them. Number four, if you can't, it's your onus, your responsibility to reset expectations. And number five, finally, if you fail on the first four, stand up and take total responsibility. Of those five things, most of us are very clear on number 2 and 3. Set clear expectations, meet clear expectations. Some of us do a great job of number 4 too, which is if we fail to, we reset expectations. But to me, I feel the vision of a leader comes into play in number 1, knowing what you're saying yes to, seeing the whole process, every piece. In my case, just to find out what all it takes and figure out about the PDP, the principal display panel of the cans before I said yes to. And finally, leaders who live accountability at the highest level. When there's a failure, put themselves right in front and say, it is me. Because once you take responsibility, the focus of the team immediately can be on how to move forward. But if you don't, and if you defer it on everyone, then a lot of energy is spent on who did what, and that is not a forward-thinking emotion. When I think back to those amazing days, this is one of those memories that has really, really stood apart. I'm truly excited and fortunate to share with you. Please let me know what your thoughts are. Please like, share, and send your feedback to me. Thank you.